the CEO of the company is also very supportive of talent development.
Nice.
So it's that it happened to be in that manner that the timing is just right. Like in astrology, is what all stars align. So imagine that kind of acceleration that all these are happening within the same period of time. If I need to summarize, it's about a mixed feeling, a sense of excitement,
Okay.
and throughout halfway or probably towards the end, oh my god, exhausted. The agenda in those their signature leadership program is really about bringing the talent or the successor to watch an orchestra in Singapore.
Hi, welcome to this episode of Lead Change Hard Way. Well, it is my privilege today to have someone I've been working and knowing for a long while. That is Miss Cheok. But before I introduce you to Miss Cheok, would like to give an overview of what we are covering today. So today, we're going to talk about something really soft, just like a lead change hard way, where it starts from the heart, where we're going to talk about how we insert very soft learning into this scene of talent development. But first and foremost, allow me to introduce Miss Cheok, someone I've known for, I think, 1 or 2 decades, since she was with one of the investment bank, then later retail bank, and now with one of the life insurance companies here in Malaysia. So, well, Miss Cheok, would you like to maybe say a few words and introduce yourself?
Oh, okay. Hi, Lily. This definitely delighted to be with you. Brief introduction about myself. Okay, how do I start? At the personal side, in fact, my surname, I usually will introduce my surname with something very unique, because Cheok in Mandarin means stone. So
Okay.
it's quite a unique surname that most people will remember that. So don't be deceived by the look that appear to be very pleasant, but the surname itself is very tough. So
Wow.
yeah. So at home, I do have 2 kids. They are teenagers right now, and professionally, my whole career, I specialize in talent HR development. Many years in the field of learning and development, and then move on to handle talent management and also succession planning. So far, it has been a field that I really align with what I find meaning, and hence the many years in the field. Yeah.
Nice. It tells a lot, yeah, when I first met you in your investment bank's company. And with that portfolio, you are kind of like expand to a bigger scope now and then handle more areas of development in HR. Knowing you, and if you allow me, let me just dive into this part called talent development, one of the key roles that you are managing now. So tell us, what really excites you when you talk about this talent development?
Okay. It's hard to pinpoint to one, but as I was thinking back, the exciting part is really about moving away from what works in the past. Especially for people who has been many years in the field, we thought that we know it all. So, okay, I've done this, and that's how talent development should work.
All right.
But as we move into the new era right now, there are just so many challenges ahead of us that things are shifting so quickly. So the excitement is about, based on what we know, how it works, the ability for the talent developer to be so flexible to say that, okay, probably it works in the past, but in dealing with today's challenges, based on what is required or what really motivates talent today, it can be very different compared to what we were familiar with. So it's the ability to really stay so open, so agile, to really tweak things along the way based on what is required by the talent themselves, also with the challenges the organizations are facing. I guess that's the part that make it exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the sparks in your eyes as you are talking about this. And that is also what brings us to this episode that we are recording today. Because like you said, at this transition point, right? Are we kind of like be very proud of what we have done in the past? So are we more ready and flexible enough and bold enough? Yeah, we need courage for that, and bold enough to do something different. And what brings us today is also because of my work with you, beginning this year, where you told me, hey Lily, I'm going to have this non-cognitive learning into my map for this talent, for this talent, and we already started it last year, and that's music, right? When you brought them to Philharmonic as part of your talent development plan. So let's start with music first.
Sure.
So if there is any music genre that best represent this approach of talent development that you are bringing in to your company now, what would that be?
That's an interesting one. I recall a conversation with a very veteran CHRO not too long ago, and I thought that it's really it resonated with me very well. So if I need to connect to a music genre, but most likely I will probably go with jazz.
Wow!
Because,
all right.
because MCIS Live, we are a small player in the insurance industry in Malaysia. So we can't be very structured and organized like the bigger player, the market players, the top players in Malaysia. They are probably the orchestra. So we are working with a smaller team, the smaller band. But then in order for us to really stay competitive, that's where that we will need to exercise the flexibilities that we are able to bring musics to new places, and we are able to really play those jazz music based on our own interpretation, as compared to like orchestra. Most of the musicians in orchestra, they may not really deviate much from the notes right in front of them. So I guess that's where we are in.
Wow, as you are talking about this, I can have this music, jazz music, echoes at the back of my mind here, and feeling that kind of flexibility, fluidity, and the flow. There's no boundary or whatever notes in front of us that's stopping us from playing from playing music. Nice. Yeah. In fact, talking about this, I know, from the work we had in the past, you were the talent, for the previous organization you are with. And now you are here taking one of this portfolio, very important one, as a talent shaper, I call it. Maybe share with me first, how are these two perspectives different? And are they the same? In what ways do you see they are similar?
Oh, okay. Wow. I guess when I was identified as a talent as probably a successor for a position with organization, obviously just like many high potential talent, you feel excited. Oh wow, I'm recognized. I'm now in.
So I'm now in. Yes.
So finally, I'm recognized. So the excitement was there. That feeling being recognized is really definitely very thrilling at that point of time. For the people who are listening in, that they are the seasoned or the experienced talent developer, we know that for especially the high potential talent pool, many organizations are adopting the 10-20-70 development model. So it's like being a talent or being a successor in the pool that all of us are going through the accelerated development. So I recall at a point of time that, wow, in terms of formal learning, we are the privileged one that we get to attend a 8 months signature leadership development program. By a
Wow,
very,
that's long and intensive.
exactly, by a renowned executive training provider outside Malaysia. Wow, exciting.
Wow.
So that's one.
Very glamour as well, right?
Exactly. So it's like we have this roadmap that their formal learning. The signature is about the leadership program. At the same time, on the 20%, I'm given a mentor, someone very senior in the bank, to really guide me and show me the way so that I can accelerate my development. At the same time, because I was at mid-level, so at the same time, I was also given a junior to mentor. And then on the job, that is the biggest part of development. So seeing the need for me to really expand my breadth in terms of my experience or the skills in talent development, I moved away. I asked for internal transfer to move away from the L&D role, which I'm very comfortable, familiar, into something totally new to handle talent development, succession, and things like that. So imagine the kind of acceleration that all these are happening within the same period of time. So I experienced, I mean, if I need to summarize, it's about a mixed feeling, a sense of excitement,
Okay.
and throughout halfway or probably towards the end, oh my God, exhausted because I got to deal with so many things at the same time. Yeah. So that was the so-called the animated version of experience as a
Animated
talent.
version, but I
Yes,
believe there are a lot of
yes.
feelings behind it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was really when I was on the other side of the table being a talent, I definitely know the intent of organization putting us through this kind of intensive program to accelerate our readiness. But at the same time, at the receiving end, is that kind of mixed feeling. I'm excited being recognized. At the same time, the process going through, when it's too intense, it can also be very exhausting. So at times, I don't mind telling you that at times when I was looking into the mirror, I asked myself, what do I get myself into? Yeah.
It changes now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, quite a bit from the moment you felt excited and being recognized.
Yeah. So that was the so-called experience being a talent. And when I move on to the other side of the table, that I need to be the designer and also the curator of all this accelerated development program. So that gave me new insights, as in like, okay, it's definitely good to have that roadmap. But then learning from that previous experience from the other side of the table, it is also making sure that the roadmap, it is something that is meaningful for the talent, yet ticking the boxes at the organization level on what are the metrics that we are tracking. So it's about striking that balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So how do I make it meaningful for the person, yet helpful to achieve the organization's objective? Yeah.
Really, really nice. And it kind of like also, in a way, makes me think the two perspectives that you have, as a talent and as a talent shaper. What are the pitfalls that you start to see and pick up so that you don't kind of like repeat? Because like you say, many of times, talent shaper or developer can be a little like you say, checking the box. We make sure, the roadmap is nicely presented, get the buy-in and all those. Sometimes also, I don't know whether it kind of like resonate with you this point. Sometimes it's also mean that the more we put it in, the more it kind of like will benefit the talents. So we tend to kind of like put more to the whole roadmap. Is that how is it like when you are seeing from the talent developer point of view?
Yes. I must say that at my early part of career, handling this talent management side, that's exactly what I did. Thinking that, that is the way.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's how big organizations are doing it. That's how it was being published, that you get your award being
Oh, yes,
the,
you are right.
the
Award. Something so tangible, right? That company
Exactly.
is aiming for, right? So
Yeah.
nice, our roadmap is carried out, is ticked, and then good feedback we gathered. But what is behind the scene? But anyway, we get the award.
Exactly. So nothing wrong with that, because
Yeah,
that
you're
we
right.
really need to showcase at the organization level. Then we are able to really have our niche in that. So as I go through both sides of the experience, along the way, the lessons I pick up and I managed to tweak into slight differences. What did I do? I come to realize that because along the way I do work with good leaders, I do collaborate with very good consultants along the way supporting all this. So I realized that actually these people in the high potential talent who are now going through accelerated development, actually these are the performers and they're the busiest people
Oh, yes.
in the company.
Oh, yes.
As it is, they're already so busy because these are the performers. So if we load them with a very intense development, that's where the excitement and the feeling being exhausted, that's going to happen. So one thing I realized that, okay, no doubt the roadmap is important, but along the way, it is so important that I learned to really make sure that the roadmap, there's space for them to pause, to take a rest, to reflect, to breathe, then they continue. And whatever we have in a roadmap, if there's a way that we make it more bite-sized, and we are able to really build this development, the roadmap, into like as part of the flow of work. So that make a difference. That they continue to stay as a performer, meeting whatever that they are tasked to do, but at the same time they are able to look after their development. So that's one thing that I felt that it resonated better, because I recall when I was on the other extreme, that very intensive roadmap, I do have people in the office, because as a talent developer, I need to make sure that I tick the boxes, right? I make sure that, okay, how many % have you done it? Have you done this? Have you done that or not? So I do have occasion that when people see me coming, they want to run away. I say, oh my God, she's coming, she's coming. I want to see her because she's going to ask me, have I completed this? Have I done this? So I come to realize that yes, the organization or the talent shaper may have very good intent, but it has to be in a way that is really helpful, in line with, it's part of what they are going through.
Yeah.
Instead of something extra, something stressful, I need to, oh my God, I regret being a talent because besides doing my job, I need to do something for you.
Yeah.
So when I slowly switch to the other way, then I realized that, yeah, people appreciate that a little more. Yeah.
So true. I can't agree more, because you are not the only one who tell me that what's the point of being a talent. To be very frank, yeah. What's the point of being a talent? What's the point of me completing these series of learnings, fill up the boxes, and at the same time, it is another to do on top of my busy schedule.
Yep.
So you use the word a few times, accelerate. Yeah, we want to accelerate. I mean, a little bit like as you are talking, this image comes to my mind. It's like the Chinese saying, they say, 拔苗助长. Yeah, we want to help you to develop, but everything is kind of going to be a very fast pace. We pick it and then make sure you really, really do it. And sometimes, like you say, the outcomes may be different from what you expect. They start to get exhausted, they start to question, they start to doubt, and then next thing in HR is, how do we retain them, right? I think we will not go into the retaining part. But coming back to you, I don't know, I think knowing is one thing. Yeah, I'm really, really curious to know about you, knowing that as one thing. But to me, it really takes courage. It takes courage to make that change, right? It will be, like you say, so easy to just go by the flow, because it's such where the roadmap, I know I get the consultant to support me and help me with, but hey, this time around I'm going to do something different, you know. What makes you do that, Miss Cheok?
Oh, okay. I guess there are a few factors looking back. One is that I managed to enjoy the benefit of having big budget. So then, of course, that we
like
can, so there's this allocated budget specifically just for this. So then we can afford to collaborate with multiple providers to make it grand and make it happen. So then, in smaller organizations, when we have a smaller budget, that's where, whether I like it or not, I need to find different ways in achieving the same objective.
Yeah.
So it's about finding out that, okay, if that is the really available resources I have, how do I still make it happen? So looking at internal people, that a lot of time, what some external help that we're getting,
All right.
actually is available internally.
Yeah, I like that point.
So
You start to be creative.
Exactly. Actually, many resources that we're looking for, actually we have it internally. So it's my job and the HR team's job to really find out who they are. May not have a lot, but we start with a few. So that's one switch. And probably another area would be something like the organization's readiness is also another thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very good
because
point there.
not many organizations, especially with its leaders, when some could be very dogmatic and probably they are very rigid about how talent development should be. So then the opportunity to tweak will be probably a bit delayed or a little delimited. So it happened that the organizations I work with after that do have that kind of openness that, for example, in my current organization, I do have my chief people officer, my boss, who is very open to some of this crazy idea that I have. And the CEO of the company is also very supportive of talent development.
Nice.
So it's that it happened to be in that manner that the timing is just right. Like in astrology, is that what? All stars align.
Yes,
Yeah.
all stars align. You know me, I believe in that a lot.
Yeah. But it starts with the person who is doing it to have that idea. And then if the timing is right, then we carry out. If timing is not right, then we need to have the wisdom to say, okay, maybe it's slightly later. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, it's a courage that you have and all that. And I like the point that you mentioned just now. Well, I think for people in the L&D space, talent development, or any space, we always look for financial resources. The support sounds like it is a supportive resource that can help us to do wonders. But I think I also find from what you shared just now, with that shrink of financial resources to support talent development, it actually makes you more creative to look for resources, to look for other ways, other means to make this happen, because ultimately it's the outcome we're looking at. And not only that, I think I'm also relating what you said just now to what you shared earlier. Sometimes with this limited resource, we don't cram things in. So it is not as, the whole roadmap may not be so busy, so tight, so heavy that make them kind of like feel exhausted or pending that for they can't do much. So it does not mean that limited financial resources is not good. So coming back to, like you said just now, you have very supportive bosses and you do have a lot of ready resource, you see internal resource that you can tap on. So bringing back your past experience as a talent and coming back here to make this piece work, share with us how you molded this idea of having non-cognitive learning into this roadmap of yours, and what is your journey like in getting the buy-in.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I come across a foreign bank
All right.
who did their leadership development program in collaboration with a very renowned executive education provider. That they one of the agenda in those their signature leadership program is really about bringing the talent or their successor to watch an orchestra in
Oh,
Singapore.
okay.
So I thought that, hey, that's an interesting idea. Nothing very new, but not many organizations will be courageous enough to do it. Yeah. So that has planted a seed in my mind, and then along the way, I saw a post from my friend in her Facebook. She's a Malaysian and husband is a conductor. And the post is about the Hong Kong Chinese Orchestra is coming to Malaysia for the very first time. And the conductor is a Malaysian. I think one or two of the musicians are also Malaysian. Of course, the rest are from Hong Kong and probably China and many other countries. The host apparently is a Malaysian company. So in the spirit of supporting Malaysia,
Wow.
I showed that post and had a chat with my boss, this chief people officer, and he was telling me that, yeah, why not? Can you write a paper on that and let's explore the possibility.
Wow.
So that's all it started.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So buying in, actually there are two folds of buying in.
All right.
First is really at my end.
All
As the
right.
person who come up with this idea is really not the conventional way.
Yes.
I do have self-doubt. As in like, okay, it sounds like a out-of-the-box idea. Is it going to work? How do I justify that? So when I'm being questioned, is it going to really work or not? So I need to really overcome that self-doubt I have. And of course, with that, that lead me to how do I structure that so that people are really finding it a meaningful experience. Yep. Then the second layer is really about how do I sell this idea to get approval. Yep. I must say that the one that I had here, it wasn't a very difficult one because overall, the management team is open to different ideas because innovation is one of our core values. So I position this as part of the roadmap and development for talent to take a pause. And I also tie that with one of the leadership competency because developing others or team leadership is one of the areas that we need to focus more among the people managers here in MCIS. So I thought that besides classroom training or some of the self-paced learning that we have, bringing people out of the office to go through a 2 hours orchestra, for them to witness really seeing how the conductor actually playing a role as a leader, bringing the team together, that would probably be a very unique experience to witness and reflect on us as a leader. Yeah, so I position it that way. They were doubts. I do have a senior leader jokingly ask me and say, hey, excuse me, how is orchestra how did you take orchestra as part of leadership development? How is it going to work?
Yeah.
And not only that, because MCIS, we are a member of Sanlam Group, so we have aspect from South Africa.
Okay.
And another joking comments that they passed is that this is Chinese orchestra. And how do you expect a very diverse group like us to really appreciate a Chinese orchestra?
All right.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
I do have that. Of course, they come with good intent. So that helped me to really structure the experience in a different manner so that we get to find insights from that little experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those two examples that you mentioned just now are the one they challenge you for this very creative idea. Are there any feedback or things that you hear from them as they go through this experience before, during, or after that they kind of like it, or is a positive feedback to you?
Oh, okay. So that was the initial part. And in fact, my self-doubt carried that from the beginning till the end. And I only managed to remove that cell dart. Is it going to work?
Oh,
After the
imagine
orchestra.
that.
Yeah.
Carry throughout. Okay,
Yes,
all right.
yes. I do have that self. So, okay, really, do I have most of them finding useful experience? So, post orchestra, the orchestra was on a Saturday night. And of course, one of the things that I invited all of them to do, because I have about 30 of them in the orchestra, including the senior management team. So post orchestra, I invited everyone to share insights on what's the one thing that take away from the experience. So on Sunday itself, I already have people coming into the chat group to share the experience, spill over to the subsequent week.
Wow.
So that was really an assurance that it works.
Yes,
That
I
it
like
was
the word
a-
it works. You are
Yeah.
so convinced because of this experience that you
Yeah.
have been through, it
Yeah.
works,
Yeah.
right?
So I didn't get everyone to say that, okay, say something nice, you better say something nice, okay? So it's really a free flow. I only invite them to really share what they take away from experience. So from that, I think I have all the 30 of them coming in to talk about what they take away from the experience, and some of them do share multiple times.
Wow.
So that itself,
I have
it is-
goosebumps as I'm hearing these
Yeah.
experiences of yours.
yeah. So it's not a very heavy investment, but
true.
then it was a very memorable experience. I do have one or two who cannot make it due to unforeseen circumstances, so they feel, oh my God, I miss that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I don't know. I still have this goosebump. Okay, I'm sorry, I cut you. Yeah. What do you-
Yeah. So I think that was really the summary of it lah. Yeah.
Really, really nice. From what you shared earlier on about feeling exhausted, yeah, to in between. I mean, when you are kind of like in the middle of the roadmap, to something like this where you have a little sprinkle of light moments
Yeah.
throughout the journey, and what you are getting is, hey, it's a very opposite feeling that you are getting from the talents. That's really, really nice.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that gives them the momentum to, okay, to pick myself up again, to deal with the challenges at work, and also pick the momentum up again to go through the development that HR has arranged for me.
Oh yes, you are right. Nice. Thank you.